All I have for you is a word. Tenet.
Olá pessoal, eu sou a Valentina Pulgarín aqui da Warner e hoje eu finalmente estou por aqui para contar para você várias curiosidades sobre o nosso novo filme Tenet, dirigido pelo aclamadíssimo Christopher Nolan. O Nolan já fez vários filmes que você com certeza conhece, como Dunkirk, Batman Cavaleiro das Trevas, A Origem e muitos outros. E agora o Nolan chega pra gente com um filme de ação que tem uma palavra-chave: Tenet.
It'll open the right doors, some of the wrong ones too. Use it carefully.
Estão preparados? Então vamos lá para o nosso Inside Warner Tenet. Tenet é uma história de espionagem que brinca com um dos conceitos que a gente mais ama em ficções científicas, que é o tempo.
Time travel.
No. Inversion.
Aim it and pull the trigger. You're not shooting the bullet, you're catching it.
Well, I've seen too much.
The initial seed of, this idea of a bullet being sucked out of a wall and back into the barrel of a gun, that's something that's been in my thinking for a couple of decades. And in fact, it appears in Memento. The idea of taking that and expanding that into a rule set, into a set of physical challenges for the characters involved in the story, that was something that was very exciting to me.
I have so much respect for Chris as a filmmaker.
What was great about it was that he definitely gave me the proper amount of time. He answered every question. He was very patient with me, and I'm glad he was. He didn't have to be.
Amigos de Warner Channel, en medio de toda esta locura, hoy toca salir a la calle después de mucho tiempo.
A minha amiga Gaby Cam, que é apresentadora da Warner Channel América Latina, foi até o México para conversar com o Nolan, o próprio diretor, e também com algumas pessoas do elenco.
Pero ustedes no se preocupen, que yo estoy completamente protegida para hacer esto y además todo va a ser virtual, así que acompáñenme a ver qué tal nos va. No me explico cómo va a ocurrir esto, pero estoy muy contenta. Es toda una experiencia el hacer estas entrevistas de Tenet, así que ya les iré contando. Hello, Christopher, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you doing?
Hello, Elizabeth, how are you? Hi. Hello, John David, how are you?
O protagonista do filme é interpretado pelo ator John David Washington, que não quis usar dublês durante o filme, então ele encarou o desafio físico que foi participar dessa filmagem.
Chris, after one of the meetings, he was like, "It's gonna be hard." He said it just like that, and I laughed. But months later, yeah, you were right, sir.
O John David Washington teve até que aprender a como lutar ao contrário.
We definitely pushed him to his limits.
These moves, they were researched, but they were never done before. So they're kind of developing, the inverted world combat on, for this project specifically. Nobody's ever thrown an inverted punch before.
Everybody was blown away by John David's enthusiasm. The physicality of that man is, out of this world.
I think I'm most proud of being able to talk backwards. That was hard, but I literally had to learn how to walk backwards, talk backwards, run backwards. To do what I do, I need some idea of the threat we face.
As I understand it, we're trying to prevent World War III.
I'm not saying Armageddon here.
No. Something worse.
I'm curious on whether when the script is already done, is there any moment where you think, how am I gonna get this one?
For me, when I'm writing, I try not to think too much as a director. As a writer, you want to just explore where your imagination's going to go and set that as a challenge for the director.
You want to crash a plane,
But not from the air. No, it's so dramatic.
Como já é de costume nos filmes do Nolan, mesmo as cenas mais mirabolantes são gravadas com efeitos práticos.
Well, how big a plane?
That part is a little dramatic.
I haven't seen a green screen anywhere. We're doing everything in camera.
Our method of visual effects is try and do everything without them.
Isso significa que até um Boeing 747, sim, um avião de verdade, foi comprado pra gente ter a cena dele explodindo de verdade no prédio.
Yeah, we've got a 747 all crashing into a building. That's how we're achieving the 747 crashing into a building. It feels very, very real, essentially because it is real.
E tudo gravado em 7 países diferentes. Ou seja, tá garantido que a gente realmente vai receber uma aventura incrível no cinema.
Your duty transcends national interests. This is about survival.
One of the true messages of this film is the concept of posterity and what do you leave behind? And what is your legacy and what can you care for in this moment? Chris is a father as well, and I think he deeply respects what that is, what that means, what you leave behind.
The human element of the story, I mean, whatever concepts you're dealing with and whatever fireworks and pyrotechnics there are, you know, in the telling of the story, really it's that human element that grounds it and that keeps the audience engaged and invested.
How would you like to die?
Old.
You chose the wrong profession.
There's always a tension in Hollywood between wanting the familiar, but also Hollywood's very voracious with wanting something new, something different.
Well, that from here.
Hasn't happened yet. I was looking at the monitors after a couple of takes because I just, the physicality and the movements, I needed to make sure, because if it was wrong, it could look so funky, it could look weird.
Don't try to understand it. Feel it.
Is there like a right way and a wrong way to interpret a Nolan story?
No, there isn't a right way and a wrong way. You have to have your own take on things for that to be logical and work within the terms of the storytelling. But if I tell people what it is, they tend to value it over their own interpretation, and sometimes that's not what you want. Sometimes you want people to value their own interpretation of the work as much or more than mine.
Acabo de salir de mis entrevistas de Tenet. Definitivamente es una experiencia única la de estar en un set donde la otra persona no está ahí, simplemente lo estás viendo en una pantalla. Pues espero que lo disfruten tanto como yo.
Tenet já estreou em vários países pelo mundo e vem colecionando críticas positivas e, claro, também a aprovação do público. Coisas que o Christopher Nolan teve que se acostumar ao longo da carreira dele.
I mean, it's the biggest movie anyone's ever done ever. No one's doing this stuff, and I don't think they ever will again.
I think you're seeing Christopher Nolan inspired. You're going into an experience that you never had before in the cinema.
It's a brilliantly calculated, precise, controlled, amazing story that is also completely out of control. Once you're on the ride of Tenet, you're going to have to really hold on to your seat.
Fica o convite para você se perder em Tenet e depois é só inverter o fluxo do tempo e assistir de novo. Tenet Rainbow, eles me oi off, esse é a Nitnelav, a was with. Eu sou a Valentina, esse oi eu, Inside Corner, Tenet.
It's reversing the flow of time. Doesn't us being here now mean it never happened?